June 23, 2018. A date that would etch itself into the hearts of millions. 13 members of the Wild Boars soccer team gathered at the mouth of Tham Luang cave in northern Thailand. 12 boys, aged 11 to 16. Their 25-year-old assistant coach, Untold Chantawong. This was meant to be a simple team bonding ritual, a tradition, an adventure. But Tham Luang was no ordinary cave. 10 kilometers of twisting passages carved through limestone mountains. As the team ventured deeper into the darkness, nature unleashed its fury above ground. The monsoon rains arrived weeks early. Torrents of water cascaded into the cave system. Within hours, the narrow passages became death traps. Flooded corridors blocked every exit. 13 lives now hung in the balance, trapped in complete darkness kilometers underground. When the boys failed to return home, panic spread through the small community of Maesai. Local authorities launched an immediate search operation. But this was beyond their capabilities. Within days, the world's most skilled cave diving experts descended upon Thailand. British cave divers, Australian specialists, American military personnel, all united by one impossible mission. What followed would become one of the most dangerous rescue operations ever attempted. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Tham Luang Cave had already claimed lives long before the boys entered its depths. Local villagers whispered stories of disappeared explorers, bodies that were never recovered. Even experienced cavers had drowned in these tunnels during previous monsoon seasons. This wasn't just any cave system, it was a 6-mile labyrinth designed by nature to kill. Cave diving is the most dangerous form of exploration on Earth. Zero margin for error. One equipment failure, one moment of disorientation. Death comes in minutes. The first professional rescue divers descended into Tham Luang with confidence. They emerged shaken, reporting conditions unlike anything they'd encountered. Visibility was zero. Currents threatened to slam them into jagged rocks. Navigation lines snapped. Divers nearly lost their way back to the entrance. 2 reconnaissance attempts failed. Professional cave divers barely survived. Meanwhile, deep in the cave, oxygen levels were dropping hour by hour. The boys had perhaps days before the air became unbreathable. Time was running out, and Tham Luang was proving why locals feared it for generations. While international experts assessed the deadly cave system, one man stepped forward with unwavering resolve, Saman Kunan, 38 years old, former Thai Navy SEAL turned airline security officer. He had left active duty years before. But when 12 boys and their coach faced death in the depths, retirement meant nothing. Kunan volunteered for the most dangerous mission yet, delivering oxygen tanks through the flooded passages that had already claimed lives. July 5th. The dive began before dawn. Kunan and his partner Beirut Pakbara descended into the black water, through Chamber 2, past the deadly restrictions, deeper into the maze that had already proven its lethal nature. For hours, Kunan navigated the treacherous route, installing oxygen supplies at critical staging points throughout the cave system. Mission accomplished. The oxygen was positioned. The lifeline for future rescue attempts was now in place. But the cave was not finished with its demands for sacrifice. On the return journey, somewhere in the flooded depths, Kunan's air supply ran critically low. In the murky water, consciousness slipped away. The hero who came to save others was now fighting for his own life. Pakbara discovered his partner floating motionless. A desperate rescue attempt began in the suffocating darkness. But it was too late. Saman Kunan died in the very waters he had entered to save 13 lives. The cave had claimed its first victim. But Kunan's sacrifice would not be in vain. Even in death, Saman Kunan would continue to save lives. His widow Waliporn made a decision that would honor his legacy. She donated his body to medical science, ensuring his service to others would never end. But Kunan's greatest contribution wasn't his body. It was his data. His final dive had mapped the cave's deadliest sections with deadly precision. The international rescue team now knew exactly where death waited in the darkness. His oxygen readings revealed the cave's brutal mathematics of survival. Every breath calculated, every movement measured against death itself. But the cave wasn't finished claiming its victims. Thai Navy SEAL Beirut Pakbara had emerged from the rescue alive, or so it seemed. A blood infection from cave bacteria slowly consumed him from within. 17 months after the rescue, Beirut joined Kunan in death. But their sacrifice had not been in vain. Between July 8th and 10th, all 13 survivors emerged from their tomb. Kunan's route had become their pathway to life. The world celebrated 13 lives saved. But miracles always demand payment in blood. 2 heroes would never see their families again. Kunan and Beirut, their bodies claimed by the very waters they conquered. But the casualties didn't end with death. Multiple rescue divers suffered permanent injuries from decompression sickness, their bodies ravaged by the extreme pressures. Some would never dive again. Others faced years of rehabilitation. The Thai government knew this could never happen again. Emergency protocols were completely rewritten. Cave safety regulations became the strictest in Southeast Asia. Advanced warning systems were installed across the region. But the most decisive action came next. Tham Luang Cave was sealed permanently. The killer cave that had claimed so many lives would never trap another soul. Kunan received Thailand's highest honor posthumously, the Order of Direk Gunabhorn, reserved for ultimate sacrifice. His widow accepted the medal with tears. A stranger's children were alive because her husband chose death. International recognition followed. Kunan's name was inscribed in diving halls of fame across the globe. His legacy transcends nationality. A Thai Navy SEAL who proved courage knows no borders. 13 boys grew up knowing a man died so they could live. That knowledge will shape them forever. Some miracles cost everything. But in the darkness of sacrifice, humanity's brightest light shines through. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button and subscribe for more.